yesterday we talked about custom validations, right?
Yeah.
Custom model validation. So how are we going to do that? Let's talk that one. So I'm creating a binder example. See, here you basically have a student name validation, right?
Yes, sir.
And you are adding that student name validation here as a binder.
Yeah.
You are writing the student name validation, right?
Yes.
Now I'm going to create another custom validator saying that public date time nullable date of birth. Okay, which has a get set property. Now I build the project. When you pass a date, the year always should be less than 2000, something like that. Either 2000 or 2000 less than. How I need to create a custom validator. To do that, what I will do, I'll go to Solution Explorer, create a valid attribute as new item, create a class name called date year validation. I can say a class name as year validation attribute. I created a class name as year validation attribute. Now this is your plain class, right?
Yeah.
To make this class as a validation attribute, what you need to do? You need to use validation attribute class. Validation attribute. Right? When you make this validation attribute, which was derived by the namespace system.componentModel.data annotation. Right?
Yeah.
Now, this validation will work. How am I going to do that? Simply, I can use override is valid. Override is valid because these two are abstract method in the validation attribute class. These two are abstract method. Now I'm going to take the second one. I need a validation context as well as value. So I'm going to use this. Got my point?
Yeah.
Now what I got a validation result as a response, which I'm going to check the valid. The object is going to return the value. So how to get that object as a date time? I'm going to use date time. Okay, here equal to. I can say I'm going to use a typecasting. Right? Now what will happen? This date time will automatically unbox the value and store in the year. Before that, what you need to do? You have to check whether the value not equal to null. Whether the value not equal to null. Under that not equal to null, you are going to paste this value. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now I got the year. Once I got the year value here, I can say date info variable name. Now I'm going to declare a integer underscore year equal to 0. Right? Now this year I'm going to use year equal to underscore year equal to date info dot year. Now I got the text of year. From the date, I'm getting the year. We already discussed in the date time how to get year. Date variable name dot year, month means dot month, day means dot day, date means dot date. That's how you used to basically get the data, right? After getting the data, what you need to do? If I'm checking a condition, if year less than equal to 2000, less than equal to 2000, it is valid. It is the valid. If the year is greater than 2000, I can put greater than and say return validation dot not success. So what you have to do? You have to pass a value saying that. So to pass any value, you have to create an instance of the class of validate result object. There you say date should be less than 2000, less than or equal to, date should be less than or equal to 2000. Right? Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, what if the date is less than or equal to true? You simply say return validation result dot success. You're simply passing a success. Right?
Okay, sir.
Now, what will happen? This override method has a validation result as success. Now build the project. Not return all code path value. Why? Okay, do one thing. Validation result class dot result equal to null. Here you say result equal to. Here also you have say result equal to and then simply return result. This is one way of best practice. Where is the issue, man? Now I'm putting here, if not, the result will null. Try to build. Hey, what? Clean solution. Build the solution.
Here not of course. Are we not returning any value?
Okay, it is expecting a constructor. This is the code we need to write, some compiler error. Okay, I do one thing. I remove this. If the condition is not satisfied, I can directly use validation result dot success. Will it work? If condition is not satisfied, it will go in. If the condition satisfies, it will not go in. It will come directly here. Build it. Still the problem.
Not all code parts can manage.
This is not required.
Is this anything related to the interface itself? Or it's just a normal method? Generally, interface is asked for that.
Correct. Here validation, not code written path. Custom validation result using validation attribute. How to customize? How can I make? This is how it is. New of validation result. Ante kada, correct kada. I do one thing. This will not work. Validation year result is not object on contest. Where is specified to the current location? This code is correct only. Okay, do one thing. Instead of public, you can use public. Overriding should be protected. Plain solution. Code wise correct only. Not all code path return a value.
So can I get that code once?
It's correct only.
Can I just once get that code?
Hold on a second. Okay, I understand. So you have to take this, you put it here. Done. Why? Because if the condition satisfied, this will detect and send. If not, you have to come out of the code. So it's my mistake. Sorry. Now it got built in. Thank you. Now take this attribute, go back to the student model. Here, validation. Right? When you make here validation, what will happen? This valid attribute is already included as a namespace. Right? Now go back to the year validation attribute, click on a breakpoint, run the express. Open your Postman.
Why?
Yeah, got the Postman. But again here, how many attributes I have in the student model?
3, no?
I have a lot of student ID, student name, email, confirm password, all these are there, right? So I have to take password, confirm password there. I have name, student name. Say here, I think I have a student name. Now, what you need to do, the last one, date of birth. The last one is
Date of birth.
date of birth. In the date of birth, 2000-10-23. Now you send your request. See, your validate object is got or not. Now, this object will receive the property of Chaitanya. Why? Run. Some invalid pattern matching of Chaitanya. Just a second. Let me go and uncomment the student name property. I'll come to that one later point of time. I'm removing the regular expression as of now, because I'm going to teach that also today, if everything completed on custom validation. Now go here, try to send a request. When you make a request, now you got the value date. Hey, come on. You see here, the date should be less than or equal to 0.
Date should be less than or equal to 0.
Now you see, you take the value. Hey, this is student name validation, which we done earlier. Now you need to put the year validation. Now if you go here, the object value is date. Okay. Now what happened? The date validation is invoked. Getting the date. Now the date info as get a date of 2000. Date should be less than or equal to 0. If I pass 2000, it will work, right? Why it is not working? Probably this is the issue. Now go to student name validation. Remove this. I don't want. Now try to pass. Make a request. It will directly come to validation attribute. See, now the value got as a year. Now what will happen? It will take a value, check the value is not equal to null. If the value is not equal to null, it will get the date time, convert that object into date time. See, this is an object. This is an object. That object is directly converted into date time. And then I'm taking an year as 2000. If it is true, now it is adding. What if I send 2001?
It will not accept now.
If I send 2001, again it is going in. If I give 1999,
Should not.
It needs to work. My value is 2019.99. Now you see F11. Return success, no validation. Student model, student ID, everything is added or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is called custom validation. It's not only that you are going to do for date validation, you can also do any kind of date range validations as well. Or you got my point? See, the idea behind this, if at all you pass anything other than these values, this will not accept from the form request. That's how you are going for custom validation. But sir, here the error message what you are passing is a static value, right? Now I want to make this as dynamic. How to do that? Simply I can say date range should be 2000, something like that I have to give. Okay. Now, sir, I want to create a constructor. I want to create a constructor here, which will accept a date, public year validation, and it will accept integer year. Now here, I'm going to create a property called public int year value. Public year value get set method. Right? I created a year value. Now what I'm going to do, instead of checking the value, I'm going to get that year from that. I'm going to get a year value equal to year value equal to year. Now I can compare this year here, year value here. I can compare the year, whatever the user is entering. I'm making things dynamic. So in the student model, in the date year, I'm going to specify error message. Year is not a valid. Year is not a valid. No. You have to say here 2000, comma, error message. Say here, year is not valid. Now go here, remove this because it is accepting integer only, right? Now you are passing this as a constructor to here. When you call that, it is accepting an year. Now build it. Try to run the express. Now it is running. Try to pass 2000. 2001. Listen carefully. Send. Now, what is your year value? The year
2000.
value is
2000.
2000. Now, F11, you get the year. Now it is passing a validation. You see, date should be 2000. Got it? I am defining value directly from here, from the model. I'm defining value directly from the model. Sir, I want to show year is not valid. I don't want to use this custom message. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply using here as an attribute called error message. I'm going to use this property. That's all. I'm not going to do anything. Now try to run. Now go here. Try to send a request. Now what is your minimum here?
2000.
What is your minimum here?
2000.
2000. The error message is here is not valid. Now if you run, you see the message is coming or not?
Yeah.
So who is passing the message to the validator? You are passing. Correct?
Yeah.
It is not someone is constant in the custom.
Mhm.
I'm just building the logic, but I'm not able to done anything apart from that. Make sense?
Okay, sir.
And one more thing, the year whatever they are passing, that need to be appended here as a message. How to do that? This year need to be appended. How to do that? How to do that? Anyone can tell me?
You have to add append. No, sir.
Simply you go into the model. Basically, how you will build the year is the provided year. The year. The year is not valid. This is why you are going to give, right? 2000 year is not valid. Something like that. Okay. So what you need to do here? How are you going to pass this value and get the value and store here? Go to your year validation attribute. There you will say in the validation message, you pass year value. Sorry. After error message, you have to pass the year value. Got it?
Okay, sir.
If you pass this year value, what will happen? It will not work. So string dot, it has to work. I don't know why. No, year value dot string you put. Dot to string because it is an integer. Because it is expecting a member as string. Argument cannot be collection of a enumerable. How you can make this as enumerable? Okay, go here, save.
Error message.
String dot concat you have to pass year value. Okay, I'll tell this one tomorrow, Monday.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can add that message. Now you got the message. Only thing is you need to get that value, whatever the user is passing. This value need to be appended here.
Okay.
So how to do that? I'm thinking. Just a second. I got the year attribute. I got the value. Yeah, I can say something like this: string dot format error message is not default error message, comma, year value property, and take this one, create a message public string default error message of get set equal to here you can say the supplied here is not valid. Okay, you are taking this property. Now go down. Now it is working. So I'm passing the year as a integer value. Here I'm going to concatenate the string. Now try to run that. Before running that in the student model, don't to pass any error message from here. Okay, don't pass any error message from here. Save it, go to validation attribute, run the express.
It's empty.
Hit. Now what is your value?
2000.
And what is your year value? 2000.
2000.
Now F11.
We will be getting a message.
Now continue. Now what is saying?
The supplied here is 2000, not valid.
Supplied year?
Yes, 2000,
2000 is not valid. Or you got my point?
Yes, sir.
You can do like that, or you can do in another way. Go to year validation attribute. You say here, year should be less than equal to, year should be less than or equal to, right? This is the another beautiful. Year always should be less than 2000 or equal to. Now run the express. Hit the send. Now you see here F11. I got the year. I'm checking the condition. It is 2001. But I'm getting 2000. Here always should be less than or equal to 2000. Now you go, make the satisfied, send, run. Again it is coming. Some problem, man. 1999.
Satisfied.
Now it is working. It is equal to has some issue.
Equal to petle.
Pette no. I had that. See? I don't know why it is not working.
Okay.
This is correct only, but why it is not working, I don't know. Anyway. Now you understand, right?
Yeah.
See, whenever you create an attribute, you can create the public string on your own. This is the default error message. Okay. And then you are getting the value from the student model. What value you are passing in the model. Okay. You are collecting that value as an year, storing in the year value. Whenever a property is sending an object, this object, the value object, will determine the date and compare the year and pass that year format. If the error message is not coming from the validation attribute, I am going to define my own error and I'm passing the year. For that, finally it will return. Clear?
Yes, sir.
It is very simple, but bit complex. This is called custom validator. You can build your own custom validator. See, yesterday we built only the valid option. If the value is null, you are directly using is valid, true or false. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
But here, instead of creating a bool, what we are doing? We are creating a validation result. The two ways we can do. Clear, ma?
Yes.
Nitin?
Yes.
So Monday, sir, I want to compare two dates. I want date 1 and date 2. From date and to date, how I am going to create a custom validate attribute. How I am going to compare the two validators, which we can discuss on Monday. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Doubt, huh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.